Umar, you are on.
Hello. Sound check. Able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Hello, that's better. That is good.
All right. So, oh my gosh, I sent an intro like expecting like
Before,
you
before,
probably like read.
before you move on, do not lean back. Do not lean back.
Okay,
As in,
hold on. All right.
this is a volume issue. Yeah, just don't lean back.
Okay. Is
Yes,
this better?
yes, that's good. Thank you. That's good enough.
All right.
Thank you. Take it away, Umar.
Okay. I sent in the intro fully expecting like you probably might go through maybe a few lines, but you read the whole thing. Whoa. Okay. Thanks. Balagtasan is a Philippine-based debate poetry style. It is in celebration of a writer there. Makosini is a group of artists who collab together and share open spaces for others. One of our previous events was art slash performance thing, which I won't get into so much. I'm just gonna jump to the story. So this story, so I usually do poetry about my grandmother, talk about my mom, about dads who aren't really there, about having like the worst hair for haircuts in general. I've only had really like 2 days of like a decent haircut in my life. So I stopped trying. This one, however, is about my aunt. It happens in Ramadan. So in Ramadan, my aunt comes over to my grandma's house. I live with my grandma, and she prepares for us buka puasa, the meal in which we break our fast. See, my aunt is an amazing home cook. She has spoiled for me ever eating lasagna at any cafe. She makes it like this, and this is where the cafes are at. Like there's a distance. Um, but she really likes to make simple dishes, and she does them so well that you can't really get them anywhere else. These are like regular dishes, like ikan goreng kunyit with pecel and nasi putih gebu, which she makes like it's available everywhere. But once you have had hers, yeah. Once you've have whatever her meals, nowhere else really compares. Like it's always just a little bit different, and it's because she puts notice in the small details. So she recently had her blood taken, and she was complaining that the hospital was asking her to do it like was asking her to do a lot of things like, okay, can you move here? Can you please fold your sleeves? Can you open up your arm, please? And then squeeze this, and then chucho, and then they put it again, and then again, and again. And she was like, kalau macam ini, hujung ambil darah saya, habis lengan saya macam sebuah bongkah cheese. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she's annoyed. So like me being the Mithali punya nephew, does his best to lighten the mood. So she's complaining about all this, and I go, Jete, sebenarnya kan ada sebab tau hospital nak darah banyak. Really, Umar? What might that be? Vampires. And my aunt goes like, merepek apa Umar ni? Hear me out. So Malaysia has a vibrant vampire community that has fully integrated with our society. It started a long time ago. A long time ago. Hang Tuah pergi meresik for the Sultan of Malacca. Umar, my aunt goes, we all know this story already, Umar. My grandma goes, Umar makan. Prepek je kerja. And I go, yeah. Hear me first, yeah? Okay. My aunt goes, okay, cakap. We all know about the requests. The hantaran Puteri Gunung Lidang requested kan, a lot of people sum it up to be an example of bahasa halus. The whole Jambatan Emas, Jantung Kuman, and even Darah Anak Sultan, bahasa Melayu memang halus. Dan pelbagai translations can be derived from our stories. Our tradisi lisan isn't perfect. And sometimes people change the things we say. Sebenarnya, Darah Anak Sultan tu maksudnya, if she gets to marry the Sultan, she wants a child with him. Supaya anak saya berdarah Sultan. It's a play on words. She wasn't okay with being the concubine. She didn't want to be just another wife. She wanted darah daging or relativeness status. Kerabat keluarga diraja? Yeah, something like that. Which is only given and publicly accepted if she bears him a child. Backstory to this, the Sultan has a problem with making children, but that's a whole different story. Okay, so ni pasal hantaran 7 dulang hati nyamuk. Some records say it's actually 7 dulang hati penghisap darah. And do you know what else is darah? Vampires. Vampires suck blood. Putri Gunung Ledang was a subspecies of orang bunyian, the royal line. Yes, so you don't put them in the same category of like apa tu Dobby House Elf tapi Melayu version kira-kira guli-guli. That kind lah. Cerita's like, apa tu? Again, never mind. As I was saying, Putri Gunung Ledang got our boy running around trying to hunt down these elusive creatures until one day he met his match. Mid-fight with a group of young vampire suspects, because they weren't sure, like, how do you tell if a vampire or not? A hooded figure came out of nowhere and attacked. The fighting grew fierce. Silat, cucuk. Elak ke kiri, elak ke kanan. With each clash of a weapon, Chris against something. Oh no! The hooded figure. Hang Tuah, I heard you were looking for us. Hang Tuah goes, dah tahu. Aku cari apa salah lari. Oh, the hooded figure. Tanpa salah mahupun santai. Kau ingat kami gila, mati tanpa nilai. Hang Tuah goes, dah dipesan bakal teman Sultan. 7 dulang pengisap darah ku kumpulkan. Dan kamu semua pengisap darah yang kejam. The hooded figure goes, kami hanya mengisap darah bekam. Darah haiwan. Besides, how many dulans have you already got? Hang Tuah goes, none. Nampaknya sampai ku sudah tak ke mana, tak mampu akan ku capai hasratnya Sultan Melaka. The hooded figure goes, perhaps I may help. Hang Tuah pauses for a moment, unsure what kind of deal he's making with maybe demon or devil. Hang Tuah goes, why would you help me? Both figures stood face to face, weapons drawn and ready, but no longer specking one another, just posing in like really, really cool poses. The hooded figure turns her face to no one in particular and de-hoods herself. Shh. My name is Putri Ana. Stands for the one, as in I. Warrior princess of the vampire clans of the Malaysian Straits. Hang Tuah goes, a pleasure to meet you. Now, if Hang Tuah thought, oh damn, when first meeting Putri Gunung Ledang, what he thought when first laying eyes on the Putri of the vampires was a whole different level. Like if you watch the movie, a whole song went out. This one, like cerita lah. So she's just standing there after like showing off that kind of move. So Putri Ana, the vampire warrior princess, is kind of redundant because all princesses of vampire lineage are kind of already warriors. Pontana's being messy-haired and scary, it's for a reason. We know this as our culture because they were scary fighters employed by the sultans during times of war and fought guerrilla styles in the forest. So that's why you never go in the forest without minta izin. Like minta izin, tumpang lalu, all that. You had to ask permission from these people, causing massive delays and general avoidance of the woods. To respect them, I'll refer to Putri as Putri Ana because she's badass and deserves that kind of respect. Putri Ana goes, kata-kata Putri Gunung Ledang masih boleh dibicarakan kerana yang dipinta 7 dulang hati pengisap darah. Dan siapa lagi mengisap darah jika bukan Hang Tuah menyampuk? Nyamuk! Putri Ana, jangan potong cakap aku. Buat lagi aku potong lidah kamu. Hang Tuah goes, okay. Boleh macam ni. Tapi mana mungkin saya bisa kumpul 7 dulang hati nyamuk? Macam mana? Now, Hang Tuah didn't know it at the time, but the vampire clans of Malaysia are experts at the art of cutting, from bekas services to on-scene raya melapah kerbau tumbang to even conversations. Putri Ana brought together the best vampires and prepared 7 dulang hati nyamuk, and even cultivated the 7 dulang of hati kuman that was needed. Hang Tuah dan brought them to the Putri Gunung Ledang for inspection. Putri Gunung Ledang, amboi Hang Tuah, anak bertuah ni. Hang Tuah, anak? I'll have you know I'm a full-grown. Putri Gunung Ledang goes, anak aku lagi tua dari kau, diam sekejap. Hang Tuah goes, okay. Putri Gunung Ledang inspects the items. You sneaky bastard. Aku minta 7. Hang Tuah reply, 7 dulang pengisap darah? 7 dulang pengisap darah. Orang panggil Hang Tuah ni bersebab nampaknya. Okay, fine. Nampaknya si Putri Ana tu dah racun fikiranmu. Tak apa, saya terima. Tapi aku sumpah. Hang Tuah goes, sumpah? Tan, tan, tan. Indonesia zoom up. Putri Gunung Ledang, ya aku sumpah segala keturunan Putri Ana jika kalau mahukan darah setiap nyawa dia, ambil senyawa juga perlu dia selamat. And so it goes. The vampires, for every life they took or blood spilled in their name, they have to save another. Now luckily again, like I said, many vampires were well versed with the art of cutting. and also the human body, and had long been practicing medicine. I mean, how else are you gonna like farm blood freely? So they got together and opened hospitals, clinics, and even house visits that often. Putri Ana was even fierce in her pursuance of peace and safety wherever she went, and soon even the children would call out to her, Putri Ana, Putri Ana. And wars come and go, and white people come over to Malaysia to try and document all this, and they write it down and get it wrong because that's what they do. And they put down Putri Ana and misspell it as Pontiana. And thus we have this definition of Pontiana, which is a fighter class warrior princesses whom suck blood. My aunt goes, yelah mah, dah makan. Sibuk merepek je. And I pun makan. And that's it. Thank you for listening to a story about my meal with my aunt. That's my story. Thank you.